Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at all of the Mega Evolutions that are going to have Dark and Ghost typing. So you can just simply see their stats here, and we can lay it all out to see which ones are going to be potentially performing the best. And at the end we're going to have a special guest, Ask Greninja, which is not necessarily going to be a Mega Evolution. We'll get more into that once we get to it. Starting it off with Sableye, it's going to have a max EP of 1942, HP 137, attack 151, and defense 217. So as we were discussing before, what if you had to completely max them out? Well, this would not be able to perform in the Great League whatsoever because, well, it's going to be well surpassed that. But if you're going to be able to actually Mega Evolve them without having to have them completely maxed out, well, this is going to be something that may be viable for sure. So Mega Sableye is going to be maintaining the same typing, as you can see here, and it does hide behind that massive crystal it's holding up. You know what, I always thought it is bringing up its defense quite a bit to 217, but with that crystal you think it'd be a little bit higher. But hey, moving on to Gengar, we have a max EP of 3625, HP 141, attack at a whopping 317, and that's not even going to be the max compared to these other ones here. Defense 181, and I'm very excited for this. As you know, I am a big Gengar fan, and not only that, well, we're going to be getting that community day very soon for it, in which is going to have something to actually potentially shield bait the opponents, which is going to be a ghost type move. And we've been over the fact that you may want to be running Sludge Bomb alongside that so you don't get, say, walled up against a normal type Pokemon that will be resisting all of your ghost type moves, kind of like a Giratina origin form going up against a Snorlax. Up next we have Mega Banette, which is going to have a max EP of 3594, HP 162, attack 222, and defense 218. So it is, not going to say on the bulky end, but it is going to have a bit of defense to help it out. So compared to Gengar, it is not going to have that poison typing, making it extremely weak to psychic moves. This thing is going to be able to stand up and perform pretty good. It also has the ideal ghost type moveset, Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. So this right here may be something you want to consider getting to Best Buddy. If not, just keep an eye out for good ones that you do have, because, well, it is going to be a very good ghost type attacker on your roster if you're looking to Mega Evolve this one here. Really hope it does take a lot of resources because I don't want to just be able to Mega Evolve everything immediately. Moving on to something that I have very much so waited for a long time, Mega Houndoom, max EP 3842, HP 181, attack 289, defense 194. So this thing right here will be able to perform pretty good in the Master League, as you can see with that max EP, and with Mewtwo running rampant with its X and Y Mega Evolutions, just topping the charts and actually just destroying everything. This right here may be something to combat those and actually help you out. We'll have to see how all that works out, but Mega Houndoom is very wicked looking. Really love the design, and I really can't wait for it. Personally, I'm walking my 100, and at the end of this video, we'll actually see all of the Pokemon that I do have lined up that we're taking a look at here. Now we have the first one on the list that is actually going to be changing types. That's going to be Gyarados, going from water and flying to water and dark. Max EP 3958, HP 197, attack 266, and defense 225. This is actually, it's got a bit of bulk to it. It's got nice HP, it's got nice defense, and a decent attack stat, and that CP is looking real good. Only thing is, you're going to have to look out for those fighting types, bug types, electric, but it's not going to be so weak to electric types like it was before with that flying and water typing. So Mega Gyarados is going to be pretty awesome. I personally have two 100s, which I haven't even walked. I probably should start getting on that. Moving it on, we have a very interesting one, Sharpedo, max EP 3272, HP 172, attack 289, and defense 144. Now, I feel like Sharpedo is, I wouldn't say slept on or anything, but man, with Bite, this thing is very nasty in PvP and can do some massive damage. But the thing is, it is extremely glassy, as you can see here. But yeah, Mega Sharpedo could be some good potential in the future. We'll just have to see here. Maybe going up against raids. Honestly, don't really like the design too much. And for some reason, they took off those kind of like saw things that it did have on the side of its nose for Pokemon Let's Go. I'm not too sure why they did that. But nonetheless, Mega Sharpedo, look out. This thing will rip and tear through you with that nasty bite damage. So don't really use it too much. If you have one, pretty cool. We'll have to see. But then again, we have Tyranitar with a max CP of 4,472, HP 205, attack 281, and defense 251. It's got bulk, folks. It's still going to be maintaining that dark and rock typing, extremely weak to fighting still. Could you imagine how much damage you're going to be doing with Smackdown or with Bite in PvP, or even in raids for that matter? So Mega Tyranitar, I have been walking a couple of these. Pretty excited for this one here, but honestly not the most excited. I'll tell you my thoughts towards the end here, but this one's still looking pretty good. If you do have yourself a pretty good IV one, keep on it and let's go. Moving on to Absol here, maintaining just that dark typing. It's going to have a max CP of 3,202, HP 163, attack 314. Wow. Defense on a very low end of 130. So as we know, Absol isn't really used for very much nowadays, or ever for that matter. It can perform okay, it does a lot of damage, but it's extremely glassy. Mega Evolving is going to help it out quite a bit to take a few more hits and dish out a lot more damage. I mean, technically every Mega is going to be like that. So Mega Absol looking great. Didn't use all the shiny sprites for all of them. Just thought I'd throw this on here. Mega Absol looks extremely majestic. And, well, I know there's a lot of Mega Absol fans out there. So can't wait for this one. May finally have some use in PvP for once. And then finally moving on to Ask Greninja. I'll get into the backstory here very briefly. It's going to have a max CP of 3,984, HP 176, attack, this is nuts, at a whopping 339, defense 155. So basically this is not necessarily a Mega Evolution, but more so an extreme bond between Ash and his regular Greninja. And then it sort of kind of Mega Evolves. Basically, as it was in its basic stage, this Greninja here, it did not like to play with other Pokemon that it was around, and instead it just trained and trained until it finally found Ash and decided, well, of course, you know how it goes. Ash is just the most dedicated and strong trainer around, so it wanted to go with the brother Ash. Alright, so basically, I don't know if Niantic will release this, but technically it does have a Mega Evolution. Doesn't take a stone, more so of the friendship, so more so along the lines of maybe getting best buddies with this thing. It is going to be a Generation 6 Pokemon? Yeah, Generation 6. So not necessarily something we're going to be seeing anytime soon, as well as the other Mega Evolutions. Don't really hold your breath for all those to come out right away. Niantic did state that we'll get Mega Evolutions in 2020, but that doesn't mean we're going to get all of them. Probably just a couple, and probably just the starters. I've been talking about that, but we'll have to see. They could release all of them upon the same time, right? But who knows? We know Niantic likes to drag things on, but honestly, I wouldn't blame them to release just a couple of Mega Evolutions at first, just to ease in, so we can get used to it, because we don't want all hell to break loose at first. So taking a look at all of the Pokemon that we just looked at here that I do have, I have a pretty good roster going on here. The least amount I do believe is going to be Sableye, Houndoom, and Absol. Have a bunch of Gengars because, well, I am that Gengar fan. I've been holding on to a ton of those Shadow Claw and Shadow Balls back in the day for all those raid challenges. And if you do see a few here that have horrible IVs that are completely maxed out, that was before when it was a legacy move and very hard to obtain, and I just went with it anyways because the lower IVs were still going to be outperforming other things at the time. And simple as that, right? I do have a best buddy shiny because the shiny Mega Gengar looks absolutely amazing. There is a massive difference. It goes from a regular looking colored Gengar as opposed to the shiny, which is going to be all white. Unfortunately, the regular shiny Gengar doesn't really look good at all. Taking a look at my Gyarados here. I have quite a few of them, pretty good ones. As you can see, 100 there, horrible one there, and another 100. Was actually able to catch that shiny Gyarados in the wild, and then my first one. And then here is my 100% IV Houndoom that I'm currently walking. Very excited for that. Moving on to the Tyranitars, have a lot of these with Smackdown as well as Bite, because this thing was a great performer. Unfortunately for Tyranitar, there are going to be a bunch of things that are going to be outpacing it, coming from the Dark type as well as the Rock type, but it's still going to be a pretty good Pokemon. And I do have a best buddy Sableye shiny ready to go. I use it from time to time in the Master League, but for the most part, not that much. as well as that shadow there. And then moving on to my Sharpedos, I have a couple lying around, really nothing special going on there. And then my Banette, I have a couple, nothing great. I think I need to lucky trade one to prepare for the Mega Evolution, so I am going to be ready to go for that. And then my Absols, I have a couple. Nothing too spectacular yet again. So anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll be keeping you up to date on everything Pokemon Go and bringing you some more Go Battle League battles. Take care, trainers.
Are believed to have been in State College. The virus has since spread throughout the state of Pennsylvania. It is believed that it will spread to adjacent states within the next 12 hours. Some of the affected persons are turning into zombie-like creatures.